And now we are going to Brazil because Brazil's lower house of parliament on Wednesday approved a law that aimed to drastically reduce the sentence of the former President Jair Bolsonaro, who's serving 27 years in prison for an attempted coup d'etat. That means that the far-right former leader could now see his sentence cut to a little more than 2 years in prison. I'm joined now by Tim Vickery from Brazil. Hi, Tim. Good to have you with us. Tell us why this is happening. Why this law?
Politics is always the art of the possible. You will remember that a few months ago, the Bolsonaro faction in Congress were pushing for a complete amnesty. That ship has sailed. That's no longer possible. Public opinion wouldn't stand for it. This is the next best thing, this reduction of time. You can make a common sense argument for it, both for the people caught up in the violence of 8th of January, those rioters. Some of their sentencing could be seen as excessive, and also with the big fish, Bolsonaro and his cohorts. The argument here is that two of the crimes are essentially the same. They were condemned for plotting a coup and for the violent overthrow of the democratic state. So the lesser crime should be commuted into the larger crime, and that would take 6.5 years off of the sentence. So a common sense argument could be made, but this has much more to do with political calculations than with common sense, and specifically the battle to be the leader of the right. Now, Bolsonaro, quite apart from his legal problems, he has other problems. According to his sons, very much part of his political project, he has degenerated into something of a whimpering wreck. It's going to be difficult to put that strong man taking on the System Act back together again. But he does have a considerable constituency and can be a kingmaker. Last week, one of his sons, Flavio, announced that he was the anointed heir and that he would be the presidential candidate next year. Not many people, including on the right, take him seriously as a candidate. So what has happened here, I think, at its essence, in its heart, is the political parties on the right and the centre-right winking to the Bolsonaro support base, trying to get those right-wing votes, trying to establish themselves as leaders of the right wing going into next year's elections.
And where do you think that's going to lead?
Well, this is going to be rushed through the Senate, the upper house. They will probably vote on this next week. There is some indignation, and not only on the left, that all this is happening. The lower house agreed this at 2:26 in the small hours last night. And some people are saying, when do you ever see them work in the general interest at 2:26? And the left will certainly organise against this. There will be demonstrations probably at the weekend. President Lula can veto anything that is decided, although his veto could later be overturned by Congress. It will be very interesting to see what President Lula does with this, because he would have an opportunity to appear magnanimous, to appear as the man trying to play down the excessive polarization in Brazil's political life. He has Bolsonaro in prison, unelectable. He is the leader of the polls. So it would be an opportunity, perhaps, for him, given that Congress may overturn his veto, to go along with this and come across as a force, a calming influence in Brazil's polarized political climate. Politics, as always, the art of the possible.